All right, from me, peace and love, peace and love. We are live out in San Diego today. It's a blessing to be out here back on the West Coast. A lot better weather than the East Coast. Sun is shining, breeze going as well too. It's about to be a beautiful day. I am going to be connecting with a couple of my mob members out here in the San Diego area. So if you guys are in the San Diego area, make sure to reach out to me today via, the number in the thumbnail, which is the YouTube header. So the 305 number, make sure to shoot a text. Feel free to give a call as well too if you guys are in the area, so that you guys can meet up with me and a couple of other mob members out here in the San Diego area. So without further ado, we're gonna get into this live. Pretty straightforward. The past 2 days, I've been traveling. Sunday we were out at the game, and the game was a long game. I tried to go live a couple times there. Connection wasn't the best. And then yesterday we took a 6.5 to 7 hour flight from Philly all the way to San Diego, and that was one of the longest flights I've been on in a minute. But we got to San Diego, and then we really, after that, I took a good power nap, had to charge up, and now, then I went to the concert for Rod Wave, which didn't end until about 1 to 2 o'clock. Tried to go live in the concert. Connection in there was awful as well. So past 2 days, I'm gonna make up for the lives in which I was not able to do, the past 2 days. Today and tomorrow, I'm gonna go live at least 2 to 3 times a day. So make sure, if you don't already have your notification bell on, hit that notification bell on the page, right under this video, and let's get these likes up as well too, family. But I believe this video is going to be very beneficial for a lot of people. A lot of people are dealing with certain things with dealerships. And so what I want to make, known is that the Attorney General is going to be your best friend in terms of dealing with these dealerships. A lot of times the CFPB may not regulate these corporations, and so the dealership is where we're going to want to go through and really dispute with these corporations, specifically speaking, the dealerships. And so there's a lot of fraud going on from the beginning of the transaction. The misuse of your credit. Go look in congressional findings of Truth in Lending. And what I want everybody to go do right now is, after this page, go to the video and really get familiar with Truth in Lending. Anytime you guys are going through anything with a mortgage company or with a dealership, Truth in Lending is a subchapter you really want to know like the back of your guys' hand. I advise you guys all get a book on Amazon as well too, upon Truth in Lending. There's a thick, like, tan book on Truth in Lending. It starts at 15 USC 1601. So we really want to get familiar with Truth in Lending. This is going to be our best friend in terms of putting, these dealerships and these mortgage lenders in their place, and really coming with power more than anything. So, for starters, 1601, the misuse of one's credit, is where we're going to want to start. Dive into the definition section is the next thing as well too. Understanding the definition of credit, of a creditor, of an open-end credit plan, of a credit card, of an accepted credit card. Really understanding whom you are throughout this transaction, and how we're the ones whom is crediting and originating this quote-unquote loan in the first place. Once we understand that we are the creditor through every transaction, we'll understand that we shouldn't be making any month-to-month payments on any car, any mortgage, any credit card, and we're able to discharge every single one of these debts, by understanding that we are the creditor. In fact, one thing I do want to make clear, something that I'm going to go out and do in February and March, in which I have mentioned, is I'm going to go to the dealership. But when I go to the dealership, I'm going to play on, and I'm going to wear the hat of the organization, because remember, the definition of a person is a natural person or an organization. So I'm going to wear the hat of an organization. I'm going to go in there, but I'm going to already go in there prior with, an auto loan from a credit union, already covering the amount of the vehicle. Even on top of that, they'll still try to get, me to add on fees, maybe put down a down payment. But with that being said, once we understand the determination of a finance charge, that, the finance charge is the sum of all payments. If you guys think about and remember that what a sum is from math class, the sum is the total amount. It can never be less and it can never be more. It's the sum. It's what it is, and there is nothing more, there is nothing less. And so outside of that, there should be no cash transactions included, within the finance charge. The finance charge every time as well too. You guys' credit is ran, a finance charge arises. Anytime there's a finance charge, it's covered. The transaction in which you guys are going out and looking to acquire. So anytime you guys see inquiries, that's also a finance charge that has arose, and these corporations have received that finance charge, and they've transacted with your guys' credit, but you guys have received no beneficial use, and you guys aren't benefiting once again at all from them pulling your guys' credit. So it's very vital to understand, how every time your guys' credit is being pulled, these corporations are benefiting from that. So with that being said, whether it's an inquiry, whether you guys do, actually go through with this corporation, and on the back end, you guys exercise your right of rescission because they've never given you your rescission forms. They withheld certain information. They didn't disclose certain information in which they're obligated to doing such under the regulations and under the subchapter of truth in lending. And so for them not disclosing this information, you guys can go out and exercise your right to rescind. And it talks a lot of times you have either 3 days or until the delivery of the rescission paperwork. How many of you guys, drop a one in the chat, have been given your rescission paperwork from these corporations? Yeah, and I'm guessing I'm not ever gonna see any ones because none of you guys have received. About 99% of y'all have never received, your guys' rescission paperwork from these corporations because they don't want you to know that you are able to rescind that contract. That if you feel that you've been deceived, that you feel that you've been misled, that that you are able to go ahead and rescind this contract. And so that's where 1611 comes in place. Title 15 USC 1611. And I'm just going off the dome. I really want you guys to go through and study these per self as well too, and really get familiar with these codes and everything within Truth in Lending. I got the overview on the main page, which is a beautiful breakdown. I do highly advise everybody go and watch that video. Go share that video. It is only going to be on the public page for a limited time. Here in the mob on our private membership level on the YouTube, I got an overview for the FDCPA and for the FCRA. So I'm gonna eventually turn the Truth in Lending overview to the private side here on the mob, one of our membership levels, and then I'm probably going to open up maybe the FCRA one to the public for a little bit, and or the FDCPA one for a little bit. But above all else, invest $25 into yourself so that you guys can get a good understanding upon the big three sub chapters that we cover here on the channel. And going into 2024, I will have a whole overview of the equal credit opportunity as well too. So definitely stay tuned to that. A lot of people are exercising the equal credit opportunity to go ahead and get those accounts opened up in which they've been denied from, through adverse action from these corporations. Family, real quick, as we're on this live, let's take a second, not even a minute, to go ahead and get these likes up. Let's get the likes up. We got over 14 people streamed on this channel right now live. But I would love to see the likes go up, specifically speaking, so other people can get in tune with this information, because that's how about 95% of you guys got in tune with this information, is because certain videos, people were going out and dropping the likes, commenting, giving feedback, and just above all else interacting. The more interaction, the more that the algorithms are going to be played with in terms of us being able to get out there more. The more that we're more out there, the more that more people are going to get in tune with this information. The more people are in tune with this information, the more together and collectively we can go out and attack these corporations. I see a lot of results and a lot of interaction within the Discord, the public Discord, which is free to the public, every single day. So imagine you guys being in a community surrounded and submerged of people that are going through, not even going through, but growing through the same situations that you guys are growing through yourself as well too. That's how we're going to grow collectively, and that's how we're going to grow together, is by us doing our part. And that's all I ask, is that you guys drop what you guys are grateful for. And if you guys are grateful for this channel, on top of what you guys are grateful for, drop a like. That's all that I ask. And so 1611, that's where we'll hold them criminally liable for willfully and knowingly, not disclosing certain information, for willfully and knowingly deceiving us, misleading us. And so 1611 is not only able to fine them, $5,000 per violation prior to 15 USC 1611. So already, I promise you, in 1601, that's a $5,000 violation. They misused your credit. In 1602, I promise you, violations within 1602, minimum. On top of that, 1605, termination of a finance charge. That's another violation. On top of that, Title 15 USC 1604, that's a whole nother violation as well too within itself. When is this upload going up? It's gonna go up always right after. I always save my lives, so I definitely do recommend you guys go back and watch this live and really go through the certain codes that I'm covering for you guys. Today's not a call where I'm gonna go in depth with the codes, but more so leading you guys to doing the inner work for self, doing the reading for self. As I always mention, this is all public information. That's why I'm here on the public channel disclosing this information to you guys. The only thing that separates any of my mentorship, my personal mentorship, or any of the membership levels here on the channel is just the breakthrough and me going through and articulating it in another perspective, in a perspective that anybody can really get their hands around. Even here on the public channel, I feel I do an amazing job upon me breaking it down and articulating these codes to where all of you guys can come out and understand this information, because that's what it's truly about, and that's where the power truly comes. All I'm here to do is just articulate and show you guys a different perspective upon these consumer laws to where anybody can come in and understand this information. As I mentioned as well too, we do for the New Year's have children ebooks coming as well too, family. So definitely stay tuned for that. Whether you're a child or not, this is going to help you guys because it's going to be broken down in the terms of where a 5-year-old can understand this information, family. And so once again, 1611, you guys can fine them $5,000 per violation, for each violation prior to 1611. I just listed off at least 3 to 5 different codes prior to 1611. Once again, Title 15 USC 1601. You guys can find 1 to 2 violations within there. 1602, you guys can find, like I mentioned, at least 3 to 5 different violations within the definition section. 1604, now they didn't disclose certain things in which they're obligated to disclose. That's another violation within itself. 1605, and then 1611. And within 1605, if they've included these dealerships and told you need insurance, they've tried to impose third-party fees. If they've tried to make you put down a down payment, if they try to get a cash transaction within this, those are all violations within itself, because it's all included within the finance charge. And every time your guys' credit is ran, you guys have been entered into a consumer credit transaction. And anytime you're entered into a consumer credit transaction, and understand it's all commerce, it's all a business transaction. You guys have credited, as we are the creditor, these corporations. Remember what a corporation truly is at heart. We're going to start going into business credit later on today as well too. And as we get into that information and understanding businesses, understand all the businesses is simply a piece of paper. All you need to go to the bank to open up a business bank account is the articles of incorporation and an EIN number. You guys can get an EIN number for free. You guys can actually get an EIN number off your guys' personal name. I have a video. If not, you guys don't find this video, but it's on the channel with my business partner, Taquan X. But you guys can also go look up his channel. He shows you guys how to use an EIN number similar to a CPN number to build out your personal credit. I highly advise, all while going through everything in terms of you guys getting these accounts deleted, you guys set up this EIN number. Here in the mentorship, we show you guys how to do that as well too. But I highly advise you guys go ahead and get that EIN number set up so that you guys can also have a whole new credit profile number as well too. We're not just using the social, but we're also using this EIN number where we're able to acquire credit as well too. On top of that, something I do recommend that you guys have prior to going in and building that credit is having a non-citizen national passport card, so that you guys are able to travel with it. And with this, there's no address that is attached to it. So you guys can use that for reporting your guys' EIN number. And when these banks ask for a form of identification, you guys can just use this non-citizen national passport card to go ahead and get it set up. So understand, family, with just those 4 to 5 codes alone, you guys can get anything you guys are seeking with these dealerships done. One thing I would do is I would draft all of this up within an affidavit of truth. Get familiar with affidavits, especially with these dealerships, so that we can really go out and we can make sure that we're really coming with power above all else. Always get an affidavit notarized. With these notary publics, you guys can go to the bank in which you guys are banking with and simply get it notarized for free. It doesn't cost. There is no cost involved with a notary public. So go out, get your guys' paperwork notarized, and from there, what you guys want to do is send it certified mail. Always, 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 especially with affidavits. Send it certified mail, green return receipt as well too, and from there, on top of that, create an attorney general complaint, specifically with the dealerships and with the mortgage lenders. The financial institution is always a CFPB or an OCC complaint. And understand that if the CFPB isn't going through, go ahead and take the route of filing an OCC complaint. I would do both just at the same time in general. Even the attorney general, I would do all three, because all you got to do, and with those three, is enter in your personal information, which will take 2 to 3 minutes. Enter in the corporation's information, which will take another 2 to 3 minutes. And then for the description, literally copy and paste everything that you would put within the affidavit of truth within each one of these three complaints as well too. So now, regardless, you got three regulators coming to these corporations. On top of that, you got certified mail. On top of that, you got a green return receipt showing that, and anytime you send that green return receipt, they must send that back showing that they did receive it. So now you got 4 different ways in which you've hit these corporations, giving them the chance to go ahead and get the things in which you're looking to get done. Also, within the affidavit of truth, I would send in an invoice. You guys can go to invoicegenerator.com, a free invoice, and invoice them as well too for the damages that have been done. Damages have been done. And you guys are the only ones who understand the damages and can explain the damages that have been done to you, the consumer, because you guys were the only ones that were present via the transaction. And so, once you guys have done that, family, if they are still not willing to comply, what I would just go out and do next, especially if you guys have the contract from them, if you guys have gotten the vehicle, is go read that arbitration provision, join the mob, get familiar with the mob. I have a great breakdown going into depth of how to file not only pre-arbitration but also arbitration. From there, that's where you guys will get the remedy, and that's where you guys will get the dealership with them. It's like an affiliate program. If I refer you to, per se, I can't even think, a clothing brand, and I got this deal with this clothing brand, and audio's out. Drop a 1 in the chat if we get back on the audio. Somebody will call me. It's so fresh out here in San Diego, man. I love all the greenery. It's winter and it's still green as day. Like, there's life right here. Okay, so yeah, it's like if I have an affiliate, so I just read the comment. So the bank and the dealership will play hot potato and put the down payment required on each other. And so, like I was saying, it's like me having an affiliate with a clothing brand. I'm going to always send you guys to that clothing brand, because it may not seem as if I'm getting anything on the front end, but on the back end, for me getting them to do business with you guys, I'm going to get my percentage and my cut. That's what these dealerships are doing. But on top of that, that's like me saying, okay, if I do send you this dealership, and for me getting you connected with this dealership, in order to, or with these shirts and this clothing, in order to buy these clothes, you're gonna have to put down $20 to go ahead and one, get the connect, and also just get access to the shirts in general. That's what these dealerships are doing in essence. Um, it's a lot more fraud in general than my explanation, than my analogy. But so for that, one, the financial institution is getting paid, and they're paying out the dealership and or the mortgage company for connecting them with you guys. And then on top of that, they're going to try to impose some fees. And that's why it mentions very clearly within 1605, that down payments in any cash transaction is illegal. Grateful Christian is grateful to wake up another beautiful day and have the opportunity to learn some more today. Christian, we're also going to go live in the mentorship today, so comment in the mentorship chat what time does work. I did text you guys that earlier in our private mentorship Discord, so I want to do a Q&A with you guys specifically today on top of the 2 to 3 lives I'm going to do today. So make sure you comment in there what time works best for you so we can go ahead and get active in the mentorship. Okay, this is why no one should never be denied credit or a car. 100%. It's illegal for them to do this, but they don't expect you to know this. That's why truth in lending, family, is so vital to truly understanding. Okay, write a letter to them. No, what they're doing is illegal, and threaten them, reporting them to the SEC and the OCC and Attorney General. They will bow down. Yeah, the OCC, and the Attorney General are definitely two things we're going to want to go ahead and attack with these corporations. I know on the last live I joined, you mentioned waiting to join the mob after you altered the 25 to 15. Is that still? Yeah, so I was going to do such, but YouTube doesn't allow me to change the membership levels. So I had mentioned if anybody does join, just reach out to me personally on Discord after you join. Reach out to me personally. People are funny talking about you're in my city. I don't know who's where. That's why, I don't know who's where. But if y'all see me, just tap in with me. We could get together. We can make something shake. I'm gonna link up with a couple people today within the Discord. So, or within the mob. Okay, so I know. Yeah. So what I was saying, for clarification, if you guys do join the mob, rather than it being 25, I'll just refund you guys $10, so it's only 15, and that's for all of December. Okay, family. So, like I said, I wanted to be really quick today. We didn't go no further than 1611. I got some quick recap. Title 15 USC 1601. I want you guys to get familiar with 1602. Get familiar with all of that. 1604, 1605, and 1611. Well, I promise you guys, with that understanding and going out and exercising the specific, and really executing, family. I'm giving y'all the play. Now it's time for y'all to be the, MVPs and go out and run the play. And so, coach told me to play, I executed it. Everybody get their shot, what you gonna do with it. See, Rod Wave be really talking that talk, man. Last night was a vibe. Probably one of the best vibes I've had in a long time, and I needed that. That was a little birthday treat for myself, so it was beautiful to see such. I got the vlog. Y'all definitely gonna see the vlog, man. It was a great one. So, without further ado, family, I'll see y'all later on today. Make sure to turn that notification bell on. Make sure to drop a like on this video, and make sure to share this with 3 to 5 people if y'all got some insight. And if y'all didn't, if y'all wasn't messing with it, y'all ain't obligated to like it, but drop a dislike and drop a comment once you drop that dislike. But let me know what you didn't like about it so I can grow myself. Because at the end of the day, every day I'm growing, every day I'm, learning and finding out different ways I can help the community. Peace, love, and light, family. a billion lives of submission and a billion lives. You know, we ain't gonna stop until we get there. You know, and alone I can go fast. Alone you guys all can go fast, but together we can go further. I'm not going to empower, enrich, and educate a billion lives by myself. You know, so I need other people of power to go out and share this message, to go out and exercise this information so they can go out and share this information with their people and get their people right. So let's get it, family. Credit Gotti. He's out. Peace and love.